Good day, viewers, and welcome to the Big Ima podcast. On today's episode, we'll be looking into how individual companies can be unionized. So, I know quite a lot of workers still don't have unions in their respective place of work. If you have a union that is already representing your interest, how can you bring them to your company? The process of unionization depends on the situations. We have union bodies for different categories of industries. We have those that are in charge of food and beverages. We have the union for our teachers. We have those in unions for mining. We have union for the oil and gas sector. So whatever your place of interest is, every section of the economy has an existing union. For you to do that, first you need to understand what unionization means. To be unionized means your company's employees have joined or formed a recognized trade union that represent their collective interest. Unionization does not mean hostility between workers and management. Rather, it creates a structured platform for dialogue and fair labor practices. So you need to understand that you are a member of a union does not now give you the ground to start fermenting trouble in your place of work. Rather, it should bring about increase in productivity, because you are an employee first before becoming a union member, and it is because you have a firm that is why you can be unionized. So unionism should be a positive drive. Your employers should be happy that union is coming or that their employees are unionized. So union in Nigeria is governed by the Trade Union Act, laws of the Federation. It is also governed by the Labor Act. The Nigerian Constitution, Section 40, also guarantees the right to freedom of associations. So, as a union leader, you need to understand all of these guiding rules and book and principles. So you don't just become a union and start becoming hostile. No, there are structures and guidance that makes unionism a successive tool of bargaining in place of employment. So once you understand what unionization is, the next thing is for you to confirm the interest of employees, because unionization starts with the workers and not the employers. However, a responsible company can support the process by ensuring an open and non-hostile environment. At least 50% of eligible employees, or a reasonable majority, must consent to the unionization, because unionism is voluntary. It's not forceful. So a large majority of your employees or of your colleagues must consent to this unionization. And once you've gotten their consent, a written request or petition can now be made to the appropriate national union. So what this means is, let me use the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employee as a case study. So if your company, for example, is into the production of biscuits, cookies, soft drinks, and they are not unionized, then the national union for this firm is the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employees, because what you are producing is food, so you'll be categorized under this union. So once you've done your sensitization and you've got your consent from your large majority of your employees, you write a written request or petition to the National Union of Food, Beverage and Tobacco Employees, requesting that you want your firm, you want the employees of your firm to be unionized. So that is why it is very important that you must know which union you fall under. So after writing to them, you can also write to the Ministry of Labor, so that they can, get in touch to the appropriate union also for you. So if your company doesn't fall under any of the existing unions, employees can apply to the Register of the Trade Union in the Federal Ministry of Labor to create a new one. But that on itself is a different topic entirely, because the registration of a new trade union has different procedure. So that will be in a different podcast. So once you've written to the national body requesting for unionization, or to the Ministry of Labor, which in turn the Ministry of Labor will get in contact with the national body, the national body will now send a formal letter to your company notifying the management of their intention to come to unionize their workers. And in doing so, they would also copy the Federal Ministry of Labor and Employment to be aware of this process and for supervision. So outside writing to the national union, you can also visit the contact of this union. You can go to the state secretariat of that particular union, or visit the Ministry of Labor office within that state to also make your interest known. The department you visit when you go to Ministry of Labor is the Industrial Relations Department. And when you go there, you request a facilitated unionization process for your company. And from there, they will take it up. So once the union has communicated to the employers of their intention to come and unionize their employees, the process usually is always very peaceful and democratic. The Ministry of Labor may appoint an industrial relation officer to supervise this process. The workers are given the opportunity to vote or sign up for union. And once the majority agree, the union is recognized as representing all the employees in that category. At this point, the union can now appoint a shop steward or branch executives to coordinate the union affairs within that company. So, and most times this is always done by election or appointing the first set of executive that will be acting on the ground of a caretaker